Hello everyone, today's video is going to be a breakdown of my Red Komodo X rig, and one of the ideology that circulates on YouTube is that buying a red camera you have to spend a whole lot of money to put it together and to make it work for you. And I think that statement can be partially wrong and partially right. Depends on how well you want to spend money on the accessories. So first thing I did was not buying a cage, which can be good or not. But what I did here is I tried to build this thing up myself without any cage that will limit me to a particular system. So I just want the flexibility of rigging this based on my work, and I can always change it depending on the type of work I'm going to do. So if you're interested, please grab a seat and let's have a look into this simple, not so complicated rig. Let's start from up down. So the tallest thing, I'll go by the tallest thing. So this is the small HD Cine 7, and there are a lot of options in terms of monitor. But why did I go for the Cine 7? Well, I wanted to get a small HD monitor. Prior to this, I had the Pyro 7 from Holy Land, which is a very decent monitor. It's 7-inch as well. I'm a very huge fan of 7-inch monitor. I just see things bigger and I prefer it that way. So why did I pick this over the Indy 7 or the Red DSMC3 monitor, which is by far the best for this camera, obviously? But well, the first thing is the price. I don't want to spend so much on a monitor, even though I'm spending much with the Cine 7, but I don't want to spend much up to the point of the DSMC3 monitor. But the most important factor of me getting the Cine 7 over the DSMC3 monitor is because of the flexibility of using this on other cameras. If I get the DSMC3 monitor, I won't be able to use it on any other camera apart from the Red Komodo X and the Red Raptor. So what if I'm using a Brano on set? What if I'm using a Venice? What if I'm using an Harry Alexa and I want to use my monitor? Do I have to rent a monitor because my monitor is fully restricted to a Red camera? So that's my school of thoughts, and don't quote me on this, but I honestly prefer this, and I think is a better investment over the Red DSM-3 monitor. I mean, the only thing you get from the DSM-3 monitor over this is the camera control function, which is inbuilt, unlike this that you have to buy a license to get it, and the fact that you only use one cable, tiny cable, and that's all. You don't have to get D-tap or the SDI cable. Just everything just work with the connecting point on the camera just directly like that, which is good. I mean, if it's something like the Pixies, for example, when I had the Pixies, I bought the monitor because it's about 300 and something pounds. It's not too expensive. I can decide to sell it back tomorrow and I won't necessarily use it, and it's a 5-inch monitor. I won't use it on any other camera, but this is an investment I'm making, so I'd rather buy something that is generic that can be used for a lot of cameras and spend that much on it than sticking to a particular brand that can only work with the Red cameras. So that's my small HD Cine 7, and it's a very well built monitor and it speaks for itself. A lot of people trust this and they use this in the industry. So that's my monitor, and I'm using a small rig magic arm. So I'm using a small rig magic arm to hold this into place, and that gives me the option of I can easily turn the monitor any direction I want it to go. I can tilt it easily and lock it into place, and that's about the monitor. The top handle is the next thing in height. So the top handle is a NITZ, I don't know if that's the right pronunciation, NITZE. So that's the NITZ top handle. Is about probably 40 or 50 pounds. I'll make sure I put the price for all of these things on the screen, so don't quote what I'm saying at the moment, because I'm not 100% sure of the price, but it's not expensive. This is what I'm saying in terms of you don't have to spend much to rig the Red cameras to work for you. So I could have gone for the Red top handle, which is way more expensive than this, but honestly speaking, apart from the recording option and probably if you have the Red DSM-33 monitor, how everything works together, like you connect them together and all of that. And to be honest, I don't use the top handle more compared to the side handle, which I'll get to in a minute. So there's no point in me spending that much money on getting the Red top handle. Alright, the next thing, I'll jump this and come back to this now, but the next thing is the side handle. So I just recently switched to the Red outrigger side handle, and prior to this time I was using a cheap side handle connection from Amazon, and it works well. I just want a recording option. That's the only reason why I went with the outrigger handle, even though I'm tied to the Red ecosystem with this outrigger handle, but I think it's not too expensive that if I'm moving away from Red system I can easily sell it out and get almost the same price that I bought it for, because it's rugged and I don't think anything will happen to this handle in my opinion. So the only thing about the handle is that the record button is a little bit small, and I guess why they made it that way is because your hand is naturally positioned here, especially at home, and you don't want to mistakenly press the record button or stop recording when you don't plan to. So it's a little bit difficult to press. You have to make sure, not too difficult, but it's a bit tricky to press, let me put it that way. So that's the outrigger handle, solid, and everything fits well on the Red Komodo X body. And also you can use this, I think you can use it on the Raptor. Yeah, I think you can use this on the Raptor as well, and you can always adjust this. Compared to the Sony FX's side handle, I think this is very flexible. It's not too bulky and too, I like how this is, in my opinion. I prefer this over the FX61. Now the most technical part of this rig is the audio part. We all know the Red Komodo only have one audio input, and what I've done here is I bought a mid 49 side plate, and then I bought this 2 XLR breakout for the audio of the Red Komodo X. I think there is a red version of this breakout for XLR, but obviously it will be expensive than the mid 49 one. And the mid 49 also work perfectly well. You tuck the cables in and everything is tidy. And I bought this small XLR from Amazon for very cheap, and then I had the Rode NTG4 before now. And what I did here is I got a little cold shoe mount and a cold shoe microphone holder from Newer, just to hold this. It's about 30 something pounds, and this is about maybe 7 pounds, or how much? About 6 pounds for the cold shoe. So everything is about 40 pounds, and then just obviously put my NTG4 on it. So that gives me 4 channels of audio if I want. So I have 2 backup audio that is coming from the camera itself, and then 2 XLRs from this breakout option. So one is going into the NTG4, and the other way I use the older one is by using a 3.5. So this is the other way I use the other part. So this goes in, so this is like a 3.5 to XLR, so can easily mount this on as well. So I have one going into the NTG4 and I have the other one going into this, and I can mount any small portable microphone like the Holyland the DJI, the Rode small wireless microphone. I always love to have them handy just in case anything goes wrong with my NTG. Just most of the time I prefer to have this on this camera like this. Same thing I use when I was using the FXs. I just leave the NTG on for my main backup, not the scratch audio, and then I use these little ones to like get close to the subjects and mic them up or put it in tight locations just to get the audio. So that way I have 4 channels of audio, and I'm sure nothing will go wrong there. I won't be able to get audio from the setup this way. So that's about it for my audio. I have this side plate from Mid 49 like I mentioned, but it's a little bit tricky in terms of the space left for my hand to hold the handle, but I can still barely, like, I don't have a big hand, but if you have a big hand, I think that's where things get a little bit complicated. I think probably in that case you might have to do without the Mid 49 side plate and just find a way of getting the breakouts, the audio breakouts, the XLR breakouts, and get that work, and then you have room. Or you swap out the outrigger handle for a more simple, with you have the arrow rosette here, so you can always put another side handle. The previous one I had easily work with this because I can rotate it to anywhere. I can make it here, and you have the point of grip, so rather than having it close to the camera itself. So that's about that. Now to my battery. This is one of my favorite accessory of the Red Komodo X. This is the KOMODO SW. See. So this is the KOMODO battery, and this is amazing battery. This is the 150 watts, and I'll probably get one more of this just to be safe. Sometimes I do a project and this alone finish the job for me, and sometimes I have to go into other options. I have the Andy and I have the KNF Concept one. The only issue with the KNF Concept one and the small rig one is the D-tap is on the side. So by the time I plug it in, so let me show you. So by the time I have it in, the antenna is already blocking the D-tap. So if I want to connect my monitor, I personally don't like having batteries on the monitor. Number one, it looks awkward to me. The other way thing is, it makes the rig heavier. So I love to like mount my monitor on onto D-tap power. So, but with this way, it can work because of the P-tap being on the side. So I will find a way of fixing that. I think the best solution is to get an expansion module for the power, and then I can easily put, because it will elongate that into about here, and then the battery comes in about here, and then you can plug wherever you want to plug. So those are my battery options, and I think with all of this should do the job for any shoot I have. The other thing I talk about here quickly is the front here, and that's the lens. I have the DZO Films lens, I have the Vespeed, and I also have the AOS Prime. I mostly use the AOS 25, and if I don't want to carry too much weight, I go on the Vespeed. This is the version 1, not version 2, and trust me, the image I get out of this Vespeed 1 are still very, very good. So I've not really seen a reason to upgrade to the 2. The only thing will be to easily match them with the house, but I only have one house, and to be honest, the size is very big compared to this one, so I prefer to use this one most of the time. But if I want the option of going to 1.4 T-stop, I easily go on the house. And then what I'm using to solve my ND, and then the PL mount is the Mofa Chukoko adapter. So this gives me that function of getting the internal ND on the camera straight on, and as well also do the job of a RF to PL mount. So that's a very good thing. So what I've done is I have 3 mounts that, because it's interchangeable as well. I'm talking about the Mofa Chukoko, so you can easily swap out the mount from the back here to either E mount or L mount. So I have E mount and L mount as well, because I can easily use the E mount on the Nikon ZR. And that's about it for this side. And now finally let's go to the base. So I have this base plate from Toyota, and it's a 15mm base plate, so you can get the 15mm rod, and my rod is from Small Rig, and I've put another Small Rig base plate. So this way my rig is a little bit upper, like a little bit away from the base of the camera, and then I'm sure everything is balanced with this base plate I've put beneath it. No matter the weight of the safety is like very long lens, I think it will always be balanced. I mean, you can see it, that's what I'm talking about, you can see it on a plain surface. So the only thing I think I need to get in terms of balancing this rig is my follow focus and then my wireless transmitter. So in terms of follow focus, I'll either go with the Toyota one or the Small Rig one. But the wireless transmitter, I'm not very sure yet about which one to go for. If you've used the Red Komodo, or you are using the Red Komodo and you have a wireless system that actually works very well and you can recommend, please do it to put something down for me in the comment section. And the other thing I would love for you guys to recommend for me, if you use the Red Komodo or you have used it before, is, or any camera actually, just I want to, because by the time I put in all of these cables, they start going about, and I just need some cable management. If you know some cable management stuff that I can use to make the rig look very smooth and sleek, please do well to recommend them in the comment section. And that's about it for this rig. Honestly, you don't need to spend so much. I will try and put the final price of everything that you are seeing, and it might be expensive for some people, but some people it might not be really expensive. So, but trust me, if I want to spend way more than this to get these same results, I will spend more than this. And also, if I want to spend lesser than this to get almost the same result, I can also spend lesser than this. So that's why I said it depends on how you spend your money and what type of equipment you buy. So honestly, you don't have to spend way much money to get the rig KOMODO X in place, but you can also spend. Obviously, it's your money, it's not my money, so you can decide to spend more money. But I'm happy with this camera. It's doing really well for me, and it's pushing the boundary in terms of my production. And when it gets to a point that I need to upgrade, praying by God's grace, when the production level is going higher and we're getting clients that are paying for that kind of value, we'll definitely upgrade the camera when we need to. And at that point, I'm not sure, maybe the Raptor X, Burano, I'm still not very sure, but I'll leave that to then. But at the moment, Red Komodo X is doing the job well, and I'm happy. Everyone is happy. Please, to support this channel, please do well to subscribe below and like this video if you actually like it, and you can leave a comment down below as well. That's about it for today. I will be making more videos about this camera and the Nikon ZR. If you're interested in that, don't forget to see the notification bell or whatever that thing is. But stick around again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.